Hello, my name is Joel Cruz. I'm in the ISS 5135 course, and this is my midterm presentation. The question I selected was the three most important national security challenges facing the United States. The one that I picked was terrorism. Terrorism involves violent acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of criminal laws of the United States or any state that would be a criminal violation if committed with the jurisdiction of the United States or any state. It also appears to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, or to affect the conduct of a government by assassination or kidnapping, and occurs totally outside the United States or transcends national boundaries in terms of the means by which they are accomplished. The person that they appears to be intended to coerce or intimidate or locate locale in which their perpetrators operate or seek asylum. So we faced a national security threat in 9/11 of the 9/11. Um, the bombing of the Twin Towers was one of the most uh, national security event ever. I remember I was in the fourth grade when that happened, and when I first saw it on TV, I didn't really know what was going on. But as I got older, um, it really impacted me and so many people because just because of it, our laws have stricken because of terrorism. You know, for example, security flights. Security in flights have increased tremendously to prevent stuff like that. 9/11. So it was a big attack in our country. Um, the second one is the second one that I picked was targeting the national infrastructure, like denial of disruption of computer, cable, satellites, or telecommunication services, unauthorized monitoring of computer, cable, satellite, or telecommunication systems, unauthorized disclosure of proprietary classified information stored within or communicated through computers, cable, satellites, or telecommunication, unauthorized modifications or destruction of computer programming codes, computer network databases, stored information, or computer capabilities, or manipulation of computer, cable, satellite, telecommunication services, resulting in fraud, financial loss, or federal criminal violation. Um, for example, this can be through power and oil. I mean, every day hackers try to penetrate power and oil and try to steal information from them, so they can use that to their advantages. Another example is Edward Snowden. He leaked classified data that put the United States at risk. Um, Things like that can really hurt the way of life here in the United States. You know, it can cause economic problems. It can uh, cause havoc here if we even have power or oil here, because it was information was stolen from us and try to use that against us. And then the last one that I picked was cyber attack. Me as a cyber security major, I feel that this one's the most important because cyber attacks can happen and has happened over the years recently a lot, and the increase of cyber attacks has been increasing over the years. You know, like I just said, power and oil, people trying to break into, for example, Chevron or any oil or Florida Power and Light, trying to break into steal information. Um, Another example is hackers trying to break into our government agencies, just trying to steal information, classified information, to know what we are coming up with to prevent uh, certain catastrophes, again, like a 9/11, or trying to protect their computer systems from being hacked, what are our ways, our techniques of trying to prevent that. They would want that information and trying to find a way around that so they can, break into it again. I mentioned Edward Snowden. That was, it wasn't technically a cyber attack, but it was an inside threat where he stole information and released it to the public. And now, because of it, he's been exiled here in the United States, and he's just living in Russia. Um, I believe in order to prevent stuff like that, cyber attacks, the government need to spend billions of dollars to, as you say, bolster up its cyber capabilities to, protect us, the citizens, and protect them, the government, from attacks like this. Um, Attacks happen every single day, and hackers try to penetrate different corporations with a lot of revenue, so they can be used against them. For example, the WannaCry attack, that in a government agency that destroy put the government at risk because their informations were being locked, and they would have to pay a ransom. That's called a ransomware attack, where someone uploads a payload into a computer system through the network, and it accesses different computers, and it uploads it manifests itself into this computer, and it locks every file within the computer, and then it displays a message saying, "Oh, your information has been encrypted and locked, and it will not be unlocked until a ransom is paid." That was the whole ordeal with the WannaCry attack, where companies experienced that attack, and they were locked. But luckily, they found a way to mitigate that attack, and not all important companies were attacked, only certain companies were attacked. So in order to prevent that, you need to invest a lot of money in hardware and software to prevent these type of incidents. To conclude, I believe if these issues are not resolved within the next couple of years, then the national security will face more related issues that I just mentioned. For example, another possibly 9/11 that can happen, which we don't want. So they need to. I see that why they are bolstering up security at airlines to prevent stuff like that to happen. But if they found a way, they can find another way to make that another attack happen. Another example, more countries are trying to target our resources. For example, I just mentioned oil and power, government agencies trying to steal information. That kind of relies with cyber attacks. Like I said, cyber attacks it's being increased every single day. People are trying to get in, they're trying to steal information, they're trying to make a couple of bucks, so they want to release classified information to the world, and that's an important factor. That's really important because if it gets to the wrong hands, they can be used against us here in the United States, and it, things can really get really bad pretty quick when classified information is being released like that and being used by the wrong hands. So, like I said, these are my opinions and what important issues should be. These are my important issues related to the national security challenges. Me as working as a cyber analyst and in my internship, I've the stuff it's crazy what goes on. And this will conclude my midterm presentation. I chose these because I felt that these are the most important challenges that national security will have now and in the future if they don't fix these issues. I want to thank you again for listening to my presentation, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, Thank you.